Hello, my brothers and sisters. My name is Tim Heijen, and I am a dragon witch. I remember very, very much the first moment that I was awakened. I I was actually going to a trip to Disneyland Paris, and the only thing that I could have in my mind was the dragon. I was sometimes wasn't even realizing that I was on a roller coaster, really, because I saw the dragon everywhere. I felt the dragon everywhere, and that is eventually what it is. You have the dragon everywhere where you are. So now you are awakened and you can feel it very well. And in the beginning, I thought that the dragons are God. I mean, that is what I could feel, the purity, the oneness with nature, the wisdom, everything that I could feel and understand from the dragon is that dragons are so much more than humans, so much purer, so much wiser, so much, protected and so compassionate and lovely. And that is what I couldn't feel with humans at all. So everywhere that I could see, I could see the dragon. But I was not prepared for what was about to come, because a while later I could feel an energy that I cannot otherwise describe than pure, just pure. An energy every single time when I closed my eyes, and this energy could be felt by myself in my bedroom before my little dragon altar, because that was not an altar at that moment, it was just that middle piece. And I could feel an energy inside of my bedroom, and this energy was enormous. The air changed inside of my room. It was not really thickened, it was different, and the smell was different, and the sounds were different. It was like I was stepping into another place, and I was still at that moment. I was not moving, and yet it seems like I was stepping in a different place. And then the energy came, and every single time when I closed my eyes, I could see the entity, and this entity, later on, I could understand that this was the goddess Tiamat. But of course, she was not asking me eventually to worship her, to grovel at her feet. That is not what she asked at all. She didn't ask anything. She was not that kind of god that just kneel down. I didn't even know it was a god, but the energy could not describe otherwise. I could feel the energy of the forests and the streams and the rivers and even the seas. I mean, if you can understand what I mean. But it felt so pure, and I loved every second that I could feel it. I was later on searching down in books that the energy that I feel was very striking and very the same thing from the one that they call Tiamat. And if you have a personal experience with Tiamat, then you have a personal strong experience, because I learned that and that is what I could not understand. I learned that you could only come to the ones that are close to her, the ones that are close, like her husband or her children, the ones that are around her, the ones that protected her, are also the one that she doesn't leave behind. She also leaves behind traces of dragon's blood with them. Tiamat is the one that I saw that night, and together alongside with the dragon that I could feel already, it felt like there was only one missing, and that was myself, to have this circle. Tiamat is not the dragon that they describe in Christianity. In Christianity, they describe Tiamat as a malevolent spirit that was destroyed by gods, by even lesser gods. And on the side of them was even Yahweh. Yahweh is the one, actually, Yahweh is not the God that everyone think he is. He's just a lesser one, a lesser God, even not a full God that cannot even manifest himself. That is something what Tiamat can do, but Tiamat doesn't care for other people. She's not like standing, here I am, I made the world and bow for me. No, 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 you are irrelevant. You are just a human, just live your life. But of course, they can hurt Tiamat very much by hurting nature. But of course, in doing that are consequences. In hurting nature, of course, it has consequences. But even humans can see that and they don't change. That is, sometimes I apologize to Tiamat for this ape-like behavior that humans have. Always this greed, always this me, and I'm learning eventually from Tiamat to be a different human, be different human, but also be different and use the energy that is living within. That is also living with you, my brothers and sisters. This is the energy that is talking to you. But even though it's not a different entity, it's really who you are. You're just a human version of it. Human version of a child of Tiamat. But you need also to listen to the energy that is living within you. This pure energy from Tiamat that is living within you. And of course, at that moment, because I have this thing, this condition, and after I felt it was even worse. Like in Disneyland, I saw the dragon everywhere, and I was not understanding why people just don't bow down for the dragon, because dragons, they are the gods, I thought, until I came to know Tiamat. And Tiamat was, I actually have no words to describe her. I mean, the best way to describe her is goddess, but it's much more than that, because if people think about gods, they immediately will reference their human gods. It's not even a shred of that. It's not even that I didn't, and still never understand why people don't kneel down before Tiamat. But that is why, because she doesn't appear before them. She only appears before her children. And she comes as a lovely white light, a lovely light white that is ready to guide you. She is not this demon like Christianity said. Yes, she is the goddess of chaos. And yes, she is the goddess of fertility. Yes, she is the goddess of life. And out of this chaos, you create your own path. And out of the chaos, you are free to do wherever you want. Because if everything has a structure already from the moment that it begins, then you have something like this Christian God would do. And sometimes it drives me insane, to be very honest. It drives me insane how people grovel before something like that, while I have felt something like, and people say how crazy it is to worship dragons, to worship a goddess from Babylonia from so many years ago. It's so crazy. Why is it crazy? Because it's my own experience. I don't have a book to follow. I don't have rules to follow. I have experience from that night, at that moment, in my bedroom, at that moment. I cannot describe it to humans in words. You have to feel it. You have to feel her. You have to feel her talk. You have to smell her smell. You have to listen to the sounds. You have to be awakened at that moment as one of her children, as one of her. And I would love to describe her. I would love to say she's like this, but she's like a beautiful song that you just want to repeat over and over again. In this world where you are so lost, in this world where we are not ourselves, that we are just a shadow of what our spirit is. Here we are trying to have a hold on to something, and this is where we can hold on to. I hope sincerely, my brothers and sisters, that one day Tiamat can come before you and show you where your draconic self is, your dragon's heart, where it lies, that she sings, that she talks to you. And of course later on, like I said, I just wanted to convince humanity so much. But that is not the goal of the dragon. That is not the goal of Tiamat. That is not the goal of any dragon gods or any dragon. They don't need to be worshipped by humanity. That is not where their power comes from. They are already powerful. They are already one with nature. Every single dragon has their connection with nature, so in their elements. Even though Christianity made the dragon only breathes fire, the dragon has all elements with them, and they thank it to the dragon gods that they are their children. And like I said, I don't want anything in return. Of course, every single night I kneel down before what I could feel, what I felt at that moment, what I felt at that moment, what I could see, what that she seemingly seems like she was all around me, making me feel comfortable, making me feel like at that moment I didn't really feel comfortable at that moment, because the dragon awakened me, but it was not that I was comfortable in this world, because now I was seemingly further away than ever that I could feel. And at that moment, Tiamat, that I can describe, was like comforting me. And at that moment, I could feel wherever my light lies, what I was. I might be a witch for other people, but we are a dragon amongst dragons. And that is what I could understand at that moment in my bedroom. You can say how crazy it is. I cannot prove anything, but I don't need to prove anything. I just want to share this with you. Tiamat is real. Tiamat is a goddess. I can only describe her as a goddess. And she is the mother of all dragons, because she is the dragon, the main dragon, you can say. And the dragon gods by her side as well. The dragon gods, like I said, I always call Leviathan as the father of all dragons. You can also say that from Fafnir. And you can say the wisdom from all of the dragon comes from Quetzalcoatl. Air, um, air, fire, earth, and water, earth. These are the creators of life, not a guy in the clouds, because that is just folly. And yet 90% of humanity bows down before that. In the beginning, this drove me crazy, because I cannot say to people that it's different. People laugh in my face. But later on, I gained myself to this, like, you don't need to do this. You just need to reach out for people who can feel Tiamat, for the real children of Tiamat. And that is you, my brothers and sisters.